season when it's time to kick it in higher gear, and we'll be in the fast lane tonight in Canfield as the Cardinals host Fitch in an All-American Conference Red Tier Showdown. Hi everyone, I'm Jim Evans along with Bob Gavalier. Welcome to the first of our series of high school basketball matchups we'll feature here on Armstrong 20-100. The Falcons, coached by Brian Beanie, come in at 5-5, 2-3 in the league. In their last game, they came up short against Cardinal Mooney. While the Cardinals are rolling hard, 7 straight wins, led by Todd McElroy. And they come off a big win over Struthers and now show 10-2 overall, 4-1 in the ACC. Tied with Poland for second place in the red tier behind Warren Harding. The two teams matched up over Christmas break, and the Cardinals came out on top of that one, 48-47. And we anticipate a great game here tonight. Bob, two teams that really mirror each other, as that score in that first game would indicate.
Yeah, they mirror each other. They're very physical. Both teams will need the inside game to be successful here tonight. They hope to get some of the guard play, to get some of the outside shots, but definitely inside game will be key to each of them. So the offense, of course, and defensive rebounding will be the difference probably in this game here tonight.
And two programs that really emphasize defense.
Yeah, it's a defensive thing. And, you know, you got these two teams in as well as you throw Poland in the mix. This league is full of defensive teams that you have. Again, I think the only team that likes to go up and down is Harding.
And we'll pause now for our national anthem. We got a great crowd on hand here tonight.
This is a very nice crowd, and this is I'm happy to see this because, of course, you know, Fitch was in the Federal League for a while. They came back, and this is what could be like, you know, when you get the teams. You know, Boardman came back as well, and I think they're going to be much happier. I think the travel is going to be a lot easier, and that, once again, you're going to get a good response here, a great crowd here tonight.
The Cardinals come in averaging 58 points a game while allowing 49.8 on the defensive end. They've hit 47% of their shots, 36% on their triples, 65% at the free throw line, and they pull down 27 rebounds, while the Falcons yank down 28 boards per game, averaging 62 points, allowing 57, 53% from the floor, 35% on their triples, 64% at the free throw line. The Falcons will come with Scotty Duffy, 5'8" senior, starting tonight, averaging 15 points, 4 assists per game. Derek Gunner, 6'1" senior, averaging 14 points a game. Bryce Hall, a senior at 6'2", averaging 7 points a game, is joined by Brian Beanie, 6'2" senior, averaging 5.5 per game. And rounding out the starting five for the Falcons, Anthony Pangio, 6'5" senior, averaging a double-double, 15 points and 10 rebounds per game. For the Cardinals, it's senior night tonight. They'll come with Taylor Boardman. He's a 6' senior, as is Carrion Taylor. Vince Ferrier gets a start. He's 6'1", averaging just over 4 points a game. Julian Vitto, 5'9", averaging 8.5 a game. Sam DiGiacomo, 6'7", the senior, averaging 11 points and 12 boards per game. And Mason Magnapore at 6'3", averaging 20.5 points per game rounds out the starting five here tonight for the Cardinals. The Falcons in their traveling blue uniforms with white lettering, numerals, and red trim, and the Cardinals in their home white uniforms, red numerals, red and black lettering and trim.
Look at the Canfield mood lighting setting us up here tonight.
Good thing we remembered that coming into this. All right, Magnaport will check that DiGiacomo steps in center circle. He'll jump against Pangio for the Falcons. Ready to go, toss and tap. And it's controlled by the Falcons. Duffy comes up with it, lays it in. And the Falcons get on it first, 2-0. Canfield end. Fitch into man-to-man. Vito out front, passes off to Taylor. Bounce in the right corner to Boardman. To Vito at the free throw line, shoots and scores.
And both teams are come out. They're going to set you up man-to-man and then trap you in the corner. So we'll see. It'll be an interesting matchup, but already so far both these teams getting some open looks.
Even at 2, Cardinals also in a man-to-man. Falcons work the offense. Pangio out of high. Gives it off to Duffy. Left of the lane. Spin moves. Scoops up to the left hand and drops in. Soft touch. Duffy, again, averaging 15 a game with 4. Full court pressure now, and they blow it dead in the backcourt.
They're going to pick up Duffy with this one.
Game's first foul. And quickly into the game are Ferrier and McFall for Canfield. Brandon McFall, 5'8" junior, 9.5 points a game. Vince Ferrier, 6'1" senior, who did not get the start, but thought he would. Here's McFall. In the full court, double team down front. Passes off to Magnaport and Giacomo to the cutter in the lane, off the glass and in Vito. We're tied at 4. Duffy with 4, Vito with 4. Fitch in, Duffy out front, picked up by Vito. Pass in the right corner. Gunner drives the baseline, reverse scoop won't go, slapped around in the lane, and it's picked off by Vito. Cardinals back the other way. Pass on the right side to Ferrier. As he shakes his guy, drives to the basket, and draws the foul away. Now when they go in that right corner there, Bob, we have the student section just to our right. So we should have sat downstairs.
It is a little bit hard to see, but Greg doing a good job. I'm sure he's picking it up.
Cardinals ball baseline in. The foul went on Bryce Hall. Second team foul. Vito out front, pass on the right side to Ferrier. Back to Vito, top of the key, works it left of the circle. Pass in the lane. Magnaport with a jump hook, won't go. Cleared off by Gunner. To Duffy, down the floor, Beanie left baseline, shoots and scores. Brian Beanie puts the Falcons back on top at 6-4. 6 minutes to play, first quarter. Cardinals then against pressure. Magnaport left corner, double team. Kicks it off to McFall. Now to Vito, 3-ball short, front right. Bounces down to Pangio. It comes off a double-double last week in their last game against Mooney, as well as their big win on Niles a week ago. Duffy, low right block to Pangio. Fades, fires, can't hit from 10. And it's grabbed by McFall. Down the floor on the dribble. He pulls up in heavy traffic in the lane. To Magnaport on the right side. Back to McFall. To Vito, front left. Falcons down a 2-3 zone. Now it's a matchup. As they switch back to the man-to-man. Vito off Ferrier, knocked away, stolen by Gunner. Back down the right side, and he runs right into Vito, who hits the deck. And he'll get called for the foul. And the first foul on the Cardinals, 6-4. Fitch with a lead, and here's Derek Gunner to the free throw line, shooting 2. And of course, the Falcons going without one of their key guys tonight with a broken nose, Bob.
Yeah, DeFrancesco out, so someone's going to have to pick up the slack. So far, Duffy getting off to a good start right now. So you're going to need like Beanie, maybe Hall to get a couple of points. They come in, four guys in double figures. That's pretty impressive.
As Gunner hits the pair. 8-4. Fitch on top. Here are the Cardinals. Ferrier, right baseline, drives to the basket and draws the foul as he goes up on Hall, who gets the call. Or is that who they called? Yeah, the official signal 3-1, and that's Ferrier who's going to the free throw line.
I was going to say 31 is the one who's going to the line.
It's on Hall. Yeah, it's his second. Team third. Here's Ferrier shooting 2. Pumps it up and in. Vince averaging just over 4 per game. Hall will come out, and checking in for the Falcons is Nick Terry. 6'2 senior. Ferrier dips, deals, flat. And it's yanked down by Pangio. He dribbles down the right side. Fitch in. Pass off to Beanie. Squeezed on the right baseline. Drives to the basket, puts it up short. Terry with the rebound. Back up, knocked away clean by McFall. It comes up loose on the left side, and it's knocked out of bounds as 2 guys hit the deck. And we'll have a foul. The push-off called on Beanie. That's his first, team 4th. Ferrier into Vito in the backcourt. Works it up on Duffy. Across the line. Right sideline, hands it off to Ferrier. Coming right to left to Magdepour. Now left wing to McFall. Back out on top to Vito. Deals the right side to Giacomo. Right arc. He gives it up to Magdepour. Gunner reaches in and pokes it away. Out of bounds. Stays with the Cardinals. 8-5. Fitch on top. We're at 4:33 in the first quarter. And Nick Terry sits down. Here's Jakari Lumsden in the game for the Falcons. Ball's into Vito. Has a point right on Duffy. On the dribble. Penetrates in the lane. Pulls up. Fires. Chip shot won't go. Rebound followed back up by DiGiacomo. Nope. And it slides off to Pangio. Deals it off to Duffy. Down the middle. He hits the floor. As he loses his footing, Pangio picks it up, gives it back to Duffy, who passes off the right sideline to Beanie. To Pangio. The gunner on the left side, working on the man-to-man. To Lumsden, who has it back to Duffy. He works right to left on the dribble. Works on Vito, blows by him, goes up with a shot, swatted clean on the block by DiGiacomo. Cardinals back the other way, trailing 8-5. Vito on the right side into the lane, he's grabbed and fouled. And I think it's Duffy's ball.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one.
That's his second.
His second, so he's going to have to sit
fifth.
down.
Jared Clark in the game for Canfield. Ferrier sits down. Cardinals ball. Clark gets it in baseline. They get it out front to Vito. He's guarded now by Randy Smith in for Fitch. Magdepour left baseline. Guns are good. Magdepour averaging over 20 points a game, his first 2. 1 point game, 8-7, Fitch on top.
And Fitch may be in trouble here a little bit with Duffy sitting down. We'll see who could
they need him in the
come up with some scoring here.
Pangio right in the key, unloads, way off, gets it back as it's tapped out in front, and this one is right there. Anthony Pangio, his first 2. 10-7 Fitch, led by as much as 4. Vito right side, long 3, chunks it, no good, and it bounces down to Lumsden. Off to Smith. Fitch in, the gunner. Shakes his guy, attacks the rack, lays it up and in. And he is fouled. And it counts. McFall with the reach in. That's his first, team's second. 12-7 Falcons, biggest lead. 2:53 to play in the first quarter. Derek Gunner, nice work on the dribble. Both teams with a lot of substitutions. Line drive shot, good. So Gunner hits the 3-point play. 13-6 Fitch, 13-7 Fitch, leading by 6. 2:45 first quarter. Cardinals then against pressure. Magdepour drives to the basket, puts it up, flat. Pangio had it, lost it, picked up by Clark. Under the basket, he fills it up and he's fouled.
Bucket by number 11, Jared Clark, plus the foul, and shoot 1.
Jared Clark Working hard inside. The foul's on Pangio. His first. Team sixth. Clark for the three-point play can't get it. And it's knocked away under the basket and chased down in the left corner by Lumsden. Fitch controls. Beanie up the floor, passes off to Smith, point right. 13-9. Falcons with a lead. And Brian Beanie calls timeout. 2:22 to go, first quarter. Fitch on top of Canfield, 13-9. All right, we're back in action. Falcons ball, they lead it 13-9. Working at their end. And the Cardinals man-to-man gunner out front, draws the double team. Off to Beanie at the free throw line, shoots and scores. Brian Beanie with 4. Soft touch on that shot from 15-9. Falcons match their biggest lead.
Canfield overplayed that and left actually 3 Fitch guys wide open. Beanie could have dropped it off for an easy layup and just took the easy free throw line jumper.
150 first quarter. Here are the Cardinals. McFall to Ferry up top of the key. Pulls up left of the circle, gives it off to Clark. Back to McFall. Backs up front right. Guarded by Randy Smith. McFall off screen, working on the right wing. Still on the dribble. Passes off to Clark. Back to McFall in the right corner. 125 first quarter. Magnaport now with it. Cut off right baseline. Off to McFall. Pours and can't score on the 3. Pangio with another board. Deals it off to Smith down the middle. Passes right side to Beanie. He fires the 3. Won't go. And it bounces down off the rim to McFall. Cardinals back the other way. 5th gear. Vito thinking 3. Now he's cut off. Passes right side to Clark. Takes it on the baseline. Ball comes up loose. Gunner down on the floor to pick it up. Gives it back to Pangio. 15-9 Fitch. Pangio down the floor. Fitch end. Gives it back to Smith. Center circle. 50 seconds to go first quarter. Smith on Vito. Gives it up to Beanie on the right sideline. Clears it off to Pangio. Right of the key. Unloads and hits. Pangio's great touch for a big guy outside. 17-9, biggest lead of the game. 30 seconds first quarter. Mid-court ball's knocked away. Almost stolen by Gunner, but he's going to get called for a foul.
Gunner.
His first. Team 7.
They've been calling a lot of touch fouls. They're doing a lot of hand checking, which Fitch is doing a little bit of, and they're calling it tonight. So that means they're going to have to try to adjust. Coach Beanie not happy with the call. I think he felt that they were going for the basketball.
Well, they were.
Yep. Already in the 1-on-1 situation. We're only in the first quarter here.
29.2 to play. First quarter. And here's Jared Clark at the free throw line for the Cardinals. Dip steals. Good. And he's in with 3. 17-10. Fitch pretty much controlling this first quarter. A couple early ties as Clark drills the pair. He's got 4. He sits down. Corian Taylor comes back in for Coach McElroy. 17-11. Fitch on top. Smith walks it up in the backcourt on McFall. Cross the line. Takes him to the right side. McFall reaches in, takes it away. Back the other way to the basket, and he's grabbed a foul by Smith.
Looks like they're going to call this one on the floor.
Yep.
That's Randy Smith.
His first. Team 8 with 15.1 to play. First quarter. Lance Batten checking in for the first time for Canfield. Magnaport sits down. That is junior, 6'3". McFall at the free throw line, averaging 9.5 per game. 5'8" junior. Flexes, fires, got it. (17-12). Fitch's biggest lead at 8. Canfield has yet to lead. McFall hits the pair. 17-13. Falcons with the lead. 10 seconds first quarter. They're in. Smith on the dribble left side. Attacks the rack and gets hammered right in front of the basket. As Batten hits the floor for Canfield. And Batten gets the call on the block. And here's Randy Smith at the free throw line, shooting 2 for the Falcons. Team third for Canfield. Pumps it and dumps it. Smith in with his first point. Boy, a lot of subbing here in the first quarter.
Yeah, both teams have played a lot. And, of course, Fitch has got into this because Duffy's in foul trouble. Also, you got DeFrancesco out, so I think they're going into a little bit more of their bench than usual.
Smith hits the pair. 19-13, 5 seconds, first quarter. Here come the Cardinals. Vito, center court, has it knocked away. Lumsden almost with the steal.
They called over him back. I'm not sure how
Okay, yeah, it'll be Fitch ball. So that is the call with 1.3 to play.
How are they going to call it? Because it was tipped away by one of the Fitch defenders.
I thought maybe Lumsden had kicked it. Beanie lobs it inbounds, looking for Pangio, tight into the basket. He was out in front, and it sails out of bounds, so the Cardinals get a chance.
Wholesale changes, offense, defense here.
Brian Beanie not happy with Coach Brian Beanie. Feria will get it in to McFall, center circle, launches it, glass no good, and that will do it for our first quarter. With our score, Fitch 19, Canfield 13 here at Armstrong 2100.
You can watch your favorite TV shows here, or even here. Anywhere there's an internet connection. With your Armstrong subscription and access to the internet, you can watch TV everywhere in your home or on the go. Download apps from your favorite networks like FX, ESPN, Sprout, and more directly to your wireless device. Sign in once and start watching. Take Armstrong TV with you everywhere. One wire, infinite possibilities.
All right, we're back in action. Cardinals ball here at Canfield. They trail 19-13 to Fitch. Magnaport top of the key, rifles a 3-ball good. Line drive shot for 5 on the game. 19-16. Falcons with the lead. They have never trailed. They work the offense, working on the man-to-man. Duffy, 2 fouls back in the game. To Gunner on the right side. Trey on the way too much off the glass. Yanked out by Pangio. Back over the right hand on the jump hook. Won't go. Outlet knocked away by Duffy. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be Canfield ball. Jim Evans along with Bob Gavalier.
Fitch shot 7 of 14 in that first half, and Canfield 4 of 12.
Here are the Cardinals. 1-3-1 Fitch zone now. Vito dribbles left of the lane, off the Ferrier. Underneath the DiGiacomo, plugs it in. That's where they draw it up on the board. Break that defense, and Coach Beanie wants a timeout. Sam DiGiacomo, his first 2. And it's a 1-point game with Fitch on top, 19-18. And again, they won the first matchup a couple weeks ago, 48-47. Canfield did over at Fitch. And you know, you look at Fitch coming in at 5-5, Bob. Aside from the Mooney game, they've had a lot of close losses for the most part.
They have.
They've been in every game.
Their schedule is, they've had a rough schedule as well. They took on Mentor and a couple other teams. So the schedule's a little deceiving. They played Harding also. So they've had a rough schedule to go. This is a very good basketball team, so don't let it fool you. But once again, they're in that division, up in Division 1 there. So it's going to be rough going.
To Alliance, yeah. That's going to be a tough one. As the Falcons get the ball down the floor, and there's a grab and a foul for the Cardinals. And it goes on Vince Ferrier, pardon me. His first. As Gunner unloads the 3 from the left side, it won't go. Bounces down to McFall. Down the right side to Ferrier. To Vito, back to Ferrier. Now to McFall. 19-18, Fitch on top. McFall pulls up at the circle to Magnaport. Jump hook, left in lane won't go, and it's cleared off by Gunner. Back the other way, Duffy, Pangio, the Gunner, right arc. Looks it out center circle to Duffy. He's checked by Vito. Dealing the right corner to Beanie. Now to Pangio at the free throw line. Pumps it, nope. And it comes down to Gunner. He maneuvers left baseline, clears it off to Pangio, sends it out in front to Duffy. 5s are wild on the clock here in the second quarter. 19-18, Fitch on top. Duffy in the tall store gets cut off in the lane. Sends it out to Beanie, back to Duffy. No right block to Pangio in his office, turns, shoots, scores, and he's fouled, plus tax.
They're going to call an offensive foul here.
You're right. Wow.
That's going to be a big one, too. That's going to be 2 now. So Duffy and Pangio each have 2 here.
Yeah, they called that one close, too.
Yep.
That could have gone either way. 19-18. 19th foul on the Falcons. Here are the Cardinals. Magnapor off to McFall, front right. Guarded by Beanie. To Giacomo, between the circles. Hands it off to McFall. Working right arc. On the dribble, backs up, directs traffic. Deals it off to Vito, front left. To Magnapor in the lane. Has it knocked away left in the lane by Gunner. And its last touch as it rolls out of bounds by Magnapor. Fitch ball. We're kind of frozen at one point here, 19-18. Fitch on top. Rolling down to 5 minutes to go in the first half. Falcons work it as Ferrier bumps into Gunner on the left baseline, and Vince gets called for the foul. His second, that's team 5th. Again, Jim Evans along with Bob Cavalier, Greg Roten from Canfield. First of our series of high school basketball matchups we'll feature here on Armstrong. Falcons ball, Beanie baseline in, and he gets called for 5 seconds.
That was pretty fast. Fitch really struggling. They have yet to score here in the second quarter, and Canfield got a couple of early buckets, but like you mentioned, it's come to a standstill here for both teams. Looks like maybe the defenses are finally catching on and starting to turn it up here.
Falcons led it 19-13 after 1. Cardinals end as Vito is hemmed in on the sideline, knocks the ball out of bounds off of Pangio.
We're going to call a foul on Pangio.
You're right.
Wow.
Another one that, that's his 3rd. No doubt he's going to have a seat.
Yeah. Nice discussion with the referee and Coach Beanie down there.
10th team foul, so during the double, Vito strokes the first one. Here's Nick Terry, and Pangio will sit down. That's a big loss for them. They have him on the floor, or on the sideline, not on the floor. You're tied at 19, and Vito threads the pair, and the Cardinals with their first lead at 20-19. 4:40 first half. Fitch in, ball comes up loose out in front. Picked up by Terry, hands it off to Duffy. Dribbles right to left, hands it off. Gunner coming left to right. Pass in the right corner to Beanie, shakes his guy, now shoots and scores. Brian Beanie from the right wing with 6. Fitch regains the lead, 21-20. Cardinals work the offense on the man-to-man. Magnapor to Clark, right wing. Working on Gunner. Shakes him, dribbles onto the basket, deals it left corner to McFall. He gets some spacing out front left. Off to Clark. Slides left to right. And he hands it off to Vito. 4 minutes to go first half. 21-20, Fitch on top. Clark to Vito. Goes out on top. Off to McFall, coming left to right. Now he backs off. Between the circles on Duffy. To Vito, left side. Pours. Can't score on the 3. And it bounces down to Hall, who is grabbed and fouled.
Looks like they're going to get Magnapor on this one.
Makeup call?
Yeah, might have. Yeah, I mean, this is they're calling it really tight here.
Yeah,
Both these guys are calling it tight. Now already we have 16 team fouls already. The next one for Fitch. Canfield picks up another one. Then Fitch will be shooting the 1-on-1.
Here the Falcons, Duffy left side. Trey on the way, and he's got it.
That was impressive. That was an off-balance shot over a tall defender there. It was an impressive shot.
Got that from his wallet. 7 for Duffy, 24-20. Fitch on top. Here the Cardinals. McFall on the right side. Checked by Bean. Bounces off to Magdepour. He's shoved and fouled by Hall. And that's his third.
That's going to be his third.
And again, Cardinals in the double. Mason Magdepour to the free throw line, shooting 2. 3:13 first half. Benton sends good. Magdepour now with 6. Lumsden checks in for Fitch, and Hall sits down. Corey and Taylor in for Canfield. As Magdepour strokes the pair. 2-point game, 24-22. Fitch with a lead. As we roll down to 3 minutes to play here in the first half, and the Falcons work at their end and they throw it away. Duffy looking to the right side, and Beanie wasn't there where he thought he was going to be. Unforced error, here come the Cardinals. Vito dribbles out in front, right to left. Gives it back to Magdepour. Checked by Lumsden. Pass off to Vito, front left. Taylor on the cut, and stolen in the lane by Gunner. Back the other way. Gunner to the basket, lays it up and in. Derek Gunner working at both ends. 26-22. Falcons by 4. Canfield end. Clark on the left side to Vito. On the right side of the pass to Magdepour. Works on Lumsden. Low right block, turns, shoots, can't score. Loose under the basket. Picked off by Gunner. He gives it off to Duffy. Across the timeline. Checked by Vito. Duffy center circle. Fitch leading by 4. 26-22. Now it's Beanie with it, front left.
Canfield has kind of come out in this 2-3 zone, kind of a matchup 2-3 zone.
2 minutes. First half, 2 minutes. Duffy checked by Taylor. Now Beanie. They'll play catch out in front.
This is kind of smart by Coach Beanie. I mean, you're a couple of guys in foul trouble. Let's try to kill some clock here. You have the lead. Let's get a good offensive shot out of this.
Gunner on the left side threads his way through traffic, takes it inside and tight. Won't go on the shot, gets it back, goes back up and in, and it will count. Derek Gunner brought his lunch pail tonight. DiGiacomo on the foul. That's his first, team 7th. And Gunner to the free throw line for the 3-point play. He has 7 in the game. We'll check that 9. And his free throw rattles in and out. Back the other way. Taylor, Corey Taylor on the reverse scoop. And it won't go. Off high glass. And the Falcons come back the other way with it. 28-22 Fitch. Beanie, double team right sideline out front. Gives it off to Randy Smith back in the game. Center circle, guarded by McFall. Now it's Gunner with it. He's checked by Taylor. Gunner attacks the rack right side, and he sticks it. But it'll be waved off, no good, charging. Clark back in for Canfield. Taylor sits down.
It's 2 on Gunner now. So.
Yep. Pangio again on the bench for Fitch with 3 fouls. Scotty Duffy with a pair.
Duffy with 2, Hall with 2.
Backcourt in to McFall for the Cardinals. Falcons back off on pressure. Coming down to 50 seconds. First half, McFall on the left side, almost double dribbled. To Magdepour, chip shot. Left baseline won't go as Magdepour tries to slap it to Clark. It's picked up by Terry. Off to Smith, coming down the left side. Fitch end, Terry now. Takes a center circle. Whips it off right sideline to Sheffield in the ball game for Fitch for the first time. Now to Beanie. He drives the basket hard left side. Up with a shot, no good. Magnapour with the board. Outlet on the right side to McFall. McFall downshift, steps on the gas to the basket, up and in. McFall with 4. 28-24, 15 seconds, first half. Here are the Falcons. Pace picks up. Smith out in front. Checked by Vito. Whips it off to Sheffield, left side. Roll up block to Terry. In the lane, up with a shot. Swatted away clean by DiGiacomo, out of bounds. 2 seconds, first half. 6-point, or check that, 4-point Fitch lead. 28-24. Falcons ball into Smith. Launches the 3, too much back of the rim. That'll do it for the first half. We thought it'd be tight coming in, as it was in the first matchup. That's pretty much where we're at here at the break. From Canfield with our score, Fitch 28, Canfield 24, here in Armstrong 2100.
Are you a lawyer? Great. You won't have any trouble navigating this unwieldy satellite contract. But for the rest of us, it's easy to get lost in a morass of early termination fees, upcharges, and restrictions. Still thinking of switching to satellite? Better call legal.
With television service from Armstrong, there's no dense legalese to sort through. Armstrong, one wire, infinite possibilities.
Armstrong, one wire, infinite possibilities.
Back at Canfield, Jim Evans along with Bob Gavalier, Greg Roten, 28-24, Fitch leading Canfield. And it was pretty much all Falcons in the first half after they played it tight first couple moments, a couple of ties, and the Falcons would pull away to as much as an 8-point lead. They were up by 6 after one, 19-13. And then kind of stalled out a little bit early on in the second quarter before finishing with 9. The Cardinals had the scoring advantage 11-9 in the second frame. And Canfield has had one lead of 1 point. Individual scoring for the Falcons. Duffy with 7, Pangio with 4 with 3 fouls, 9 for Derek Gunner, 2 for Bryce Hall, a half dozen for Brian Beanie, 2 for Randy Smith. For the Cardinals, Brandon McFall with 4, Jared Clark also with 4, Vince Ferrier with a point, half dozen for Julian Fitto, 2 for Sam DiGiacomo, 7 for Mason Magnapour. Bob, team stuff.
Yeah, the team, Canfield shot 7 of 21 at 33%, 9 of 11. They shot 11 free throws in that first half, of course, because of all the fouls. They 82%, 1 of 5 for 25%. Fitch was 11 of 25 for 44%, 5 of 6 from the free throw line at 83, 1 of 5 for 25%, 15 rebounds for Fitch, and 9 rebounds for Canfield. So Fitch had the lead in that category.
You know, for Fitch, they came out pretty much did what they wanted to do, but then Duffy gets 2 fouls, and then Pangio picks up 3. That slowed them down. On the other side for Canfield, I mean, you got DiGiacomo with just 2. Magnapour picked it up a little bit. They need a little more from both those guys.
Well, especially DiGiacomo. He's coming in averaging double figures, a double-double, and he's been really quiet here in that first half. They really took him out of the game. Look to see maybe Canfield to go to him a little bit more, try to get Pangio and also a couple other guys in foul trouble.
All right, Fitch ball to start the second half, working right to left. Cardinals into man-to-man. Pangio off to Taylor, who drives down low right and loses the ball as it bounces up and comes down to Vito. So here are the Cardinals trailing by 4. Vito, Magnapour, McFall, Ferrier, and DiGiacomo for the Falcons. Or check that for the Cardinals. As McFall drives to the basket, deals it back to DiGiacomo. Magnapour 3 ball. Nope. too stiff, and it comes down to Bryce Hall, along with Duffy. Down the floor to Pangio in his office, up and in. Pangio with 6. And again, Beanie and Gunner rounding out the 5 on the floor for the Falcons. McFall back the other way, left of the lane, all alone, and he puts up the shot kind of reluctantly, and it comes off flat and down to the Falcons. Back the other way, low right block, Pangio again in tight, up and in.
Pangio doing a good job on both ends. That time, as you mentioned, McFall wanted to throw to DiGiacomo, and kind of Pangio flashed out that time, and now the other end, he took it right to the taller DiGiacomo that time.
32-24, Fitch matching its biggest lead. Magdapura, Canfield end to McFall, top of the key. Pours, can't score on the 3. Pangio with the board. Outlet to Duffy. Duffy comes back the other way, down the middle. And he rolls to the Brooklyn side, lays it up no good, and it bounces down to Vito. He comes down the floor, off the Ferrier to DiGiacomo, who plugs it in. So nice transition by the Cardinals. 32-26 Fitch. Just about 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Hall out in front, checked by Magdapura. Pass off to Pangio, left side. Trey on the way. Bounces up top of the backboard and off the support. Canfield ball. Falcons showing soft pressure in the backcourt. As Ferrier will bring it up across the line. Bounce off to Vito. Point right, draws the double team. Bounce to Ferrier. Back to Vito. Vito deals it off to McFall. Front left.
And it looks like with this foul trouble, they've dropped back into a 2-3 zone.
2-3 zone,
kind of matching up.
Front right now, McFall. Deals it off to Ferrier, who bounces off to Vito. 32-26 Fitch. And here's Magdapura, left corner with the triple, won't go. Flat down to Hall. Hands it back to Duffy into the front court. Duffy front left. Guarded by Vito. Bounces low left to Pangio, is tied up and fouled. And I think it's going to be Magdapura. Or no, yep, yeah it is. That's his second, team first.
And trying to tie up Pangio and kind of got him on the wrist there.
He'll inbound baseline into Beanie, back to Pangio, left of the lane, and he's shoved and fouled.
Calling it tight.
Boy, sure. DiGiacomo on the foul, his second, team second. Falls into Beanie, left side. Works on McFall, takes him out of the basket, nowhere to go, and then he sticks it in. Good footwork by Brian Beanie. Body control, he's got 8. 34-26, again they match their biggest lead. DiGiacomo to Vito on the cut, has it stripped away. Vito gets it back, tries to deal off to Ferrier, going by Duffy. Duffy to the basket, and he's pushed and fouled.
It's going to be on McFall there.
McFall with the foul, his second.
Already 3 team fouls.
Third, pardon me. And Canfield will call timeout. 4:37 to go. Third quarter, Fitch getting a little breathing room. Falcons leading on the Cardinals, 34-26. All right, set to get back at it. Scotty Duffy at the free throw line, shooting 2 for the Falcons. Pumps it, dumps it in the front end. Duffy averaging right around 15 points per game, 4 assists. And he's pretty much on schedule now with 8. In and out on the second toss. Fight for the rebound is taken away by Pangio. Averaging a double-double coming in, and he's on his way to that. Pangio working low right, too hard off the glass high. Picked up by Hall, gives it off to Gunner with a shot and won't go. Put it off by Ferrier. Cardinals back the other way. 35-26, biggest lead of the game. Falcons on top. Cardinals working on the man-to-man. Fitch previously had showed the zone with 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. McFall on the right side to Magdapura, low right block. Muscles it up on Pangio, block. Magnapore gets it back, spins with the left hand, and puts it up and in. Magnapore now with 9.
Good job of Pangio that time, not leaning in. He got the good block. Just Magnapore got it back.
Back the other way. Duffy attacks the rack and lays it up short. Cardinals with the board back the other way. Vito tied up out in front, left, Canfield end, and stolen by Duffy. Fitch in. Pangio to Gunner. 3 for 3. Got it. Jared Gunner with 11. Check that, 12. 38-28.
Gunner's one of those picking up the slack of DeFrancesco, who is out this game.
And here's Magnapore with the triple front right, and it won't go. It's yanked down by Gunner as Duffy will walk it up. Under 3 minutes to go now, third quarter. Fitch in. Duffy checked by Vito all over him. Now to Pangio. Inside the arc right side and drains it. He's got a great jumper with 10 now in the game, and back the other way, McFall does that to the floor. He's fouled by Gunner. 40-28. Biggest lead of the game. Fitch on top, 2:40 third quarter.
Canfield has come out here and has been very cold from the field right now. And Fitch doing a good job rebounding, limiting them to one shot, and then on the offensive end getting a couple of extra possessions to get out to this big lead here.
Both Gunner and Pangio now with 3 fouls for the Falcons. Their first team foul here in the second half. Clark front right, 3 ball for the Cardinals, short off the rim. Magnapore can't save it. Fitch ball. So Fitch with Hall on the inbound to Duffy, along with Gunner, Beanie, and Pangio. Fitch in. Duffy on the blow-by to the basket. Scoops it up and in with the left hand. He's fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line.
Canfield going to call a timeout here as well.
McFall on the foul, his third, team fourth. Canfield does call a timeout. We're at 2:11 to go in the third quarter. And again, Fitch coming out with their foot on the gas here in the third set, Bob. Anthony Pangio with a half dozen. He's got 10 in the game. You know, they decided he's got 3 fouls, but they're going to get it to him and let him work his stuff. Normally, you know, in tight around the basket, but he can go outside of the perimeter and work it too.
He's done a couple of things, but a lot of this stuff that they've been doing is going right at Canfield right now. They're going to start getting them in foul trouble now as McFall now has 3, so they're going to try to notice that the way that they're calling the game here tonight, I think Coach Beanie has decided to change up his offense a little bit, start going inside a little more with his guys. And yeah, Pangio had a couple outside jumpers, but for the most part, they've done a good job of going inside and getting in for foul trouble as well for Canfield.
Of course, Duffy taking it to the rack as well. And he is in with 10 points, trying to make it 11. And they blow it off before
they're going to try to get this.
He
I think
sticks it in.
Batten was going to come in, and I think the ref thought there was 2 shots, but there's only one shot here.
3-point play. Again, 14 fouls on the Cardinals. Again, in the first half, it was Fitch that got in the foul.
They should let him come in off the timeout, I was saying.
Yes. 42-28.
Okay, they're not going to let him come in.
Again, biggest lead of the game. The Cardinals have only led by a point. That was in the second quarter. There's Duffy again, averaging 15 a game, and bounces the 3-point play in. He's got 11, 43-28. Mid-court pressure by the Falcons. Clark still in the backcourt. Works it up on Duffy. Bounces to McFall, left sideline, knocked out by Beanie. With 1:58 to go here in the third quarter. Here's Batten back in for Canfield. Ferrier sits down. Cardinals come in at 10-2, 4-1 in the league. And we talked about Fitch's 5-5 record being a little deceptive, perhaps.
Yeah, I think their schedule is a big thing, and of course they have to get ready for, once again, they go down to Alliance, that Division I, so they play a tougher schedule, and then even in the league here, they're at 2-3 right now, but they're looking very good right now and getting ready for a little run here late.
Fitch back in the zone. Cardinals working it out front, trying to get spacing. Trailing 43-28. McFall top of the key. To Taylor, back to McFall, to Clark on the left side. As Gunner steps out on him, now to Taylor on the left corner. Double team. Lobs the front right to McFall with the 3-ball, way too much off the glass. And it's picked off by Hall. Down the floor to Pangio on the bust out, and he's pushed from behind, and he'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Fouls on Batten, his second, team 5th. Pangio to shoot 2. He steps up with 10 points, again averaging a double-double. 15 and 10 coming in. Threads the first one. Here comes Smith and Sheffield back in for Fitch. Duffy and Gunner will sit down. Pangio hits the pair. Yeah, I was going to say they didn't put that first point up. 45-28. Minute to go, third quarter. Magdepour shakes his guy, drives left baseline with a shot, and he's hacked and fouled by Hall. So Magdepour getting aggressive, and that's what the Cardinals are going to have to do the rest of the way here.
I thought that was a mistake. I had him with 4. I thought maybe I missed something, but he does have 4.
Yeah. Bryce Hall with his 4th foul as Pangio shanks the first shot, or checked at Magdepour. 45-28. Magdepour dip steals and delivers. Splits the pair. 45-29. Smith in the backcourt. Works it up on McFall.
Canfield shooting 2 of 10 here in this third quarter.
Uncharacteristically. Pangio top of the key with a 3. Bounces around, comes down no good. Grabbed by Nick Terry, who is on the floor as the ball came up to Taylor. Terry with a foul, although the referee put up 5 fingers. I don't know. When he signaled to the scorer's table. Terry wears number 4.
Good idea here. They're going to try to get away with this last 36 seconds. Pangio and Duffy both on the bench here.
Balls into Taylor, down the floor into the front court. Pass to the right side to Clark. Canfield end. 45-29, Fitch on top. 25 seconds to go, third quarter. Magdepour, front left off to Vito. Dribbles low right block. Puts up the shot from 8, won't go. Tie up for the rebound. Terry had it and stolen by Taylor, who sticks it in. Corian Taylor, his first 2. 45-31, 4 seconds. Third quarter, Fitch in. Beanie, front right, forces up the 3, trying to lean to get the foul, no call. And that'll do it for the third quarter as the buzzer sounds. From Canfield, Fitch with a lot of extra breathing room now. They lead it on the Cardinals. Falcons on top, 45-31. They're on Armstrong 20-100.
Armstrong Local Programming features our community like no one else. Meet your friends and neighbors at special events. Find the perfect pet. Celebrate our region's rich history or enjoy our natural wonders. Armstrong Local Programming is available online, on demand, and on your local Armstrong channel. Find the complete program schedule at ArmstrongOneWire.com. Local programming, exclusively from Armstrong. One Wire, infinite possibilities.
All right, getting set for the fourth quarter from Canfield. Fitch up 45-31. Falcons outscoring the Cards 17-7 in that third set. Jim Evans along with Bob Cavalier Greg Roten here, the Cardinals working on the man-to-man. Ferrier working on Gunner, takes it in the lane, kicks it off to DiGiacomo, left baseline, and he drills it. They're going to need that from him in the fourth quarter here, Bob.
They will. They're going to get some points out of him and also Magnapore, both having some quiet nights here.
Fitch in. Brian Beanie all alone with a 13-foot jumper. Left baseline won't go. Cardinals on the bust out, and Vito lays it in. Billy Vito with 10 points, 8 points. Check that, 45-35. Back the other way, Beanie inside for the Falcons, and he sticks it, and he's fouled. So Fitch staying aggressive, working it into point-blank range. The foul goes on to Giacomo, his third, team sixth. Fitch with 3 fouls. And here's Brian Beanie for the three-point play, short to Giacomo, yanks it down. Beanie with 10. 47-35. Fitch on top.
Here's a guy we said needed to step it up. Beanie coming in, average about 6 a game, has 10 here tonight.
Yep. Vito working on Beanie, who shoves and fouls him. That's Brian's second, team fourth. So it'll be Cards ball side in. Ferrier, McFall, Vito, Magnapore, who gets the inbound, and DiGiacomo on the floor for Todd McElroy. Fall dribbles out the front, 6:50 to play in the game. 47-35, Fitch on top. Ferrier deep right wing to McFall, to Vito, low left block to DiGiacomo, the ball's kicked. Fitch with Duffy, Beanie, Gunner, Pangio, and Hall. Cards ball, baseline in. And it's stolen. Gunner with the takeaway. Back the other way, attacks the rack, lays it up, and it rolls off no good as he shoved it foul. So Fitch in attack mode here. They continue to be here in the second half.
Magnapore with that one. He got 3.
That's his third. Team 7.
2 big guys each have 3.
Gunner shooting 2. Garrick with a nice game tonight. Averaging 14. He's right there now with 12 points. Shanks the second one, no good. And there's a rumble for the rebound as 2 guys hit the floor under the basket.
They're going to get Pangio.
Pangio will get called for a foul, his 4th. Team 5th. 48-35, Fitch with the lead. Here are the Cardinals. Vito dribbles out in front. Passes off to Ferrier. Top of the key. Checked by Gunner. Back to Vito on the right side. Guarded by Duffy. Takes a baseline. Now low right block. Up with a shot. No good. And there's a block and a foul. We'll go on Duffy.
Seems like this guy's calling all the fouls.
Duffy's third. Here the Fitch fans don't like it. Team 6th. And here's Vito shooting 2 and rattles the first one down. Julian now with 9 points. 48-36.
Pangio going to go sit down for a little bit.
Vito bends and sends, good. 48-37. Fitch on top, they work the offense. Duffy out in front. Checked by Magnapore. Off to Hall. He's wide open underneath. No one cuts. They go to Gunner in the right corner, drives the baseline off to Lumsden. He takes it in tight. Up with the right hand and in. Jakari Lumsden. His first 2. 50-37. Falcons by 13. Cardinals in. Vito. In tight to DiGiacomo, has it knocked away. Sam gets it back, and then he's grabbed and fouled. I think it'll be on Lumsden. Yeah.
Each team now in the one-on-one situation.
And that was the right call there.
Yeah, they got him on the wrist.
And here's Sam DiGiacomo again, averaging a double-double for the Cardinals, and he's way behind schedule. He shoots 2 rifles the first one in. Check that 1-1. So hits the front end. Now he's in with 7. Averaging 11 and 12 rebounds per game. 50-38. DiGiacomo, 6'7" senior, hits the pair. And he'll sit down. Jared Clark will check in for Canfield. And again, the Falcons' big guy, Pangio, also having a seat right now.
I'm going to sit down. Probably come back in about the 3-minute mark. He has 4 fouls.
Falcons and Duffy out in front. Rides a lob to Beanie, stole by Ferrier. Back the other way, 3-on-1 to McFall. Up and in. 50-41. Pressure pays off for the Cardinals. Back the other way as Duffy attacks the rack, sticks it, plus tacks. He'll go to the free throw line. Or are they going to call him for a charge?
They're waving off the bucket, too.
Oh, my.
That's going to be a big one, too. That's going to be his 4th.
His 4th. I thought for sure they were going to.
I thought that was a block as well. He kind of leaned into him at the last second. It looked like he had his ground, and at the last second he kind of leaned into him.
Team 8th. Here the Cardinals back the other way. Magnapour left baseline, shoots from 10, won't go, and it's tapped back to Beanie. Well, they played to a 1-point game, 1-point final. Cardinals winning that one a couple weeks ago. Looked that way in the first half, and it was that way, and much different scenario here in the second half as the Falcons call a timeout under pressure. Leading by 9 now, 50-41. We had some sharp shooting fans at halftime. 6 people hit the half-court shot.
Yeah, a couple
6
of them.
shots from half-court.
Usually you get that one, they run up and launch it. A couple of them were just standing there. They kind of just launched it up. I was
sign
impressed.
some people up here.
Better get some open tryouts here.
Never seen that. All right, here we go. 4:35 to go in the game. Falcons work the offense after the timeout. Randy Smith is fouled by Vito.
It's going to be a 1-on-1 situation.
Yeah. It's Vito's second. Each team with 8. And Randy Smith will step up. 5'8" sophomore with 2 points. One and one. Looks it over, sights it. Shoots, no good. Tapped loose in the lane, grabbed by Vito. Roars back down the floor, loses it, comes up to the Falcons. Hall. Back to Gunner, now to Beanie on the right side. Threads his way in traffic, loses the ball. Picked up by Ferrier. Here are the Cardinals. To Magnapour, to the basket, lays it up, no good, and he's fouled. And the foul goes on Lumsden.
I think
his second.
I wouldn't be surprised here if you see Coach Beanie go with some offense, defense. Now you see Pangio and Duffy getting set to check back in here.
Magnapour threads the first one. In with 11 points. 50-42. Cardinals are trailed by as much as 15.
Averaging about 20 a game, so he's a little bit
20 and a half. Second one's up, rounded in. Soft touch. Pays off, 7-point Fitch lead. Here's Duffy out in front, working on Vito. Bounces off the gun on the right side, checked by Ferrier. Takes a baseline, scoops it up, bounces short. Pangio with a follow. (52-43). Pangio with 14 and 4 fouls. And Fitch will stay in a man-to-man. Cardinals work the offense. Vito deals it left side on the wing to Magnapour, to McFall, out on top, long 3, Rainbow, no good. Slap back up by Magnapour and in, but no basket.
They're going to call over the back.
Just tapped it back up.
That was a good call.
Off the glass, but yep, he was on the back. A great play, though. And Magnapore with 4 fouls, and he'll have a seat. Each team with 9. Back the other way. Bryce Hall at the free throw line for the 1-and-1 for the Falcons, who lead at 52-43. Threes while on the clock, and he sticks the front end. Bryce Hall, 6'2" senior, averaging 7 per game. He's got 3 now. 53-43.
Yeah, on that play by Magnapore, he did a good job of tapping her back up, but you could see his other hand was kind of on the back of Hall that time.
Hall sticks the pair. Double-digit lead again for the Falcons, 54-43. 3:25 to play in the game. Here are the Cardinals. They fall on the right side, checked by Hall. Ball comes up loose. Now they're on the deck. And do we have a jump ball or timeout? Timeout Cardinals. Timeout Canfield. Hey, again, a reminder that this is the first in a series of games that will feature here on Armstrong. Our next game will follow the replay of this game several times throughout the week. Check your guide for air times of this game before we head to Berlin Center for West Reserve and Jackson Milton. That game next Friday night. And of course, always check out the latest edition of Loose Change.
Award-winning Loose Change.
Really? No one told me about that. Well, we got a great guest lined up for our next show, so stick around. Check it out.
It'll be
and stick around for the finish of this game.
Award-winning until someone researches it.
3:20 to play in the game. 54-43. All-America Conference red tier action. And Harding on top in the standings. Canfield and Poland each with a loss at second place. Fitch coming in at 2 and 3 in the league. And they work the offense. Duffy out in front on Vito. Bounce to Paggio. Again, in his office, low left block. Hirschut scores.
So Paggio having a good night. It's impressive. He's doing everything here. He's taking his shots outside and then going inside. So pretty impressive resume here. You'll have to get this tape and send it out to schools.
I liked him when I saw him as a freshman.
He started, as a freshman, so he's been here a while.
Showed a lot of potential.
He's a good baseball player, too.
Yes.
Played against him in
people have told me he's a better baseball player.
Mill Creek League. He had a lot of power. He's a good lefty.
Here are the Cardinals, and DiGiacomo too tight underneath. Can't get the shot, and it comes down to the Falcons. In control by 13, 2:30 to play in the game. Gunner on the right side. Bounce off the Hall, top of the key, sends it left side to Duffy. As they'll work some clock here, perhaps. To Hall on the right wing. Guarded by Magnapore, now to Gunner. Sends it left side to Beanie. Beanie bounces to Paggio as we roll down to 2 minutes to play in the game. 56-43 Fitch. Duffy all alone in the lane. Decided he had to shoot, and it was knocked away by Magnapore. Duffy chased it down. Now they go to Paggio inside, in tight. It rattles in and out on the shot. It's loose under the basket, and Paggio came up with it, and then it goes out of bounds.
They're going to call Paggio with a foul, too. That's going to be it for him.
Yes, they are. Paggio with the shove, and he fouls out. With 1:52 to play in the game, Coach Beanie up off his seat. He's not happy.
Yeah, that was.
There's been some close calls on both sides here tonight. Paggio with a great game nonetheless. 16 points. We know he's in doubles and rebounds. He's had consecutive double-double games that we're aware of, and he averages that coming in. But he sits down. Lumsden comes back in for Fitch with a 13-point lead. $1:52 to play the game. Ferrier at the free throw line chunks the first one, no good. As Canfield now in the double. Fitch with 10 team fouls.
It's a rough shooting night here for Canfield. They're going to look back and say they did not shoot very well, and you got to give credit to Fitch. Down a guy, DeFrancesco out. He was injured. They did a good job defensively getting the rebounds. They're going to out-rebound Canfield here tonight, something that doesn't happen too often.
Well, Ferrier splits the pair, makes it 46-44. You know, Canfield was scheduled to play on Tuesday, and that game was called off.
Yeah, because of the weather.
Not to say that figures into this, but for what it's worth. And pressure by the Cardinals on the inbound as time is running out. Lumsden is fouled in the backcourt. The foul goes on Clark, his first. Each team with 10 fouls now. And Jakari Lumsden will shoot 2. 1:46 to play in the game. Looks it over, rifles it in. Lumsden, a 6'1" sophomore with 3. 57-44. Lumsden looks it over. Well, little hitch in his shot. It looked like Charles Barkley's golf swing there for a minute. As he went to shoot, and then he held up.
And they're going to call a lane violation by Canfield because of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, he didn't release the ball. You're allowed to do that. Too thick on the second shot, and the big bounce comes out in front to Lumsden. Fitch working the clock with a 13-point lead. Duffy out in front, stolen by McFall. House money, has it knocked away. And it's a clean block out of bounds.
And Gunner thought he was going to get called for the foul there, the way things are going here tonight, but it was just a block out of bounds, and Canfield will retain possession here.
Guards ball, baseline in. To DiGiacomo, in tight, up and in.
DiGiacomo for 2.
When Coach McElroy would have liked to seen a lot more of that type of play tonight's game. Sam DiGiacomo, again, averaging a double-double, held off his clip tonight. But that basket cuts it to 11, 57-46. Fitch on top. You mentioned shooting tonight. You know, Canfield not doing so hot. It came in 47% from the field.
And talking about rebounding, 30-15 right now.
Wow.
Is the rebounding edge.
And they were pretty much even coming in that category. 28 for Fitch per game to 27 for Canfield. The Baldwin brothers give us a little bit more breathing room as they make their exit.
Stretch the legs out here.
Fitch ball, backcourt in, and they blow it dead before the ball comes in, or as it does, and there's a
holding foul.
Holding foul from the official who's all the way down at the other end of the floor.
They're going to get Magnapora on that one.
That's his 5th. So Mason Magnapora fouls out with 1:26 to play in the game, and he sits down with 12 points. Again, he came in averaging just over 20 per game. Taylor back on the floor for Canfield. Ferrier was out, and he comes back in. And here's Duffy at the free throw line for Fitch with the 11-point lead. Make it 12. And he's got 12. And a 12-point lead. It's the pair, 59-46. 1:20 to play in the game. Cardinals end. Ferrier, front right. DiGiacomo. Taylor, left side, 3 ball. Too thick, no good. And it bounces down to Lumsden. And Duffy trying to come back the other way is grabbed and fouled. So we'll play this one out now with $1:11 to go in the game. And here's Scotty Duffy, 5'8" senior. Throws and threads the first one. It's 4 in a row at the free throw line now with 14 points. 60-46. 61-46. And that's their biggest lead. Falcons in control. Here are the Cardinals. To Giacomo. To Vito. Pours and can't score the long three out in front. Tapped out in front to Ferrier. To Taylor in the left corner. Triple try. Got it. Corian Taylor with the three. Canfield calls timeout. And if you're draining the big shots, I guess you always have the chance. We're at a minute to play in the game. 61-49. Fitch on top. And again, playing it much tighter in the first half, although the Falcons led it by 8, as much as 8 in the first quarter. They were up by 6, 19-13 after one. But they kind of shut down
Fitch came
early in the second quarter. It went flat, and Canfield was able to come back and tie it up and then take a 1-point lead. It was only a 4-point Fitch lead at the break, and we thought, okay, we might have a similar scenario as they had a couple of weeks ago, but boy, the Falcons came out with their foot hard on the gas here in the second half.
Yeah, that third quarter, the start of the third quarter was really a big difference as Canfield come out shooting cold and actually was like 2 of 10 at one time shooting-wise. They ended up 3 of 12 in that third quarter.
Got outscored 17-7. And as the Falcons working in, there's another Canfield foul. 51.9 to play in the game. And the foul's on Taylor. His first, and again, both teams in the double. There's Duffy back at the free throw line, putting on a clinic in his office. Good on the first toss.
Hate to jinx someone by making six in a row here.
No, you just did.
I know. 7 out of 8.
There we go. No, that didn't hold true. It's the pair, 63-49. Here come the Cardinals. Taylor on the left side. Gunner with a near steal. Corian gives it off to Vito. Lobs on the right side. It's batted away by Duffy out of bounds. Cardinals ball, side in. This doesn't happen often here.
No,
Cardinals in their house. McFall driving the right baseline. Kicks it out front left to Taylor. Launches the triple. Too much, and it bounces out of bounds. Last touch by the Falcons.
And it doesn't happen. I agree with you. This is usually where they play a lot of teams very tough here, but tonight the shooting did them in tonight.
Ball's into Giacomo, easy deuce. Yeah, if they come up short at home, it's usually pretty close. It's rare when they trail by double digits. Right now, down 63-51 here in Armstrong 21-0. All right, final seconds from Canfield. Jim Evans along with Bob Gavalier, Greg Roten. 63-51, Fitch on top. Falcons inbound on pressure down the floor to Smith, who was fouled by Vito. And they both lose their balance and hit the floor. And that is Vito's third. Again, Pangio fouling out for Fitch, and then moments later, Magnapore fouling out for the Cardinals. Here's Randy Smith shooting 2 and rattles the first one. The Falcons come in hitting 64% at the free throw line. They'll up that a little bit, Bob.
Yeah, they shot very well here tonight here in the second half.
Smith hits the pair.
Big key as well when they start getting into this, the free throw shooting. You make a couple of free throws and kind of extend the lead here.
65-51. Ball's into Vito, 25 seconds to go in the game. Vito roars in the basket, scoops it up, no good, and he's fouled on the way.
A block on Beanie, looks like.
No, it might be Gunner. It is. That's his fourth. 65-51. Here's Vito at the free throw line. Shooting two. It's the first one. He's in with 11. 5'9" senior, averaging 8.5 per game. Gibson deals. Short. Rebound Gunner. 20 seconds to play in the game. 65-52 Fitch. Here comes Scotty Duffy. Fitch in. Fitch fans on their feet as they roll the clock out. And a big road win here tonight for the Falcons. As time winds down. Our final score, Fitch 65, Canfield 52.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are featured on Armstrong local programming. Meet fascinating people, visit new places, enjoy special events. Armstrong has our community like no one else. Hometown favorites are available on demand with your Television Plus subscription, or find a complete program schedule at ArmstrongOneWire.com. Local programming, exclusively from Armstrong. One Wire, infinite possibilities.
Back at Canfield, and Fitch with a big win tonight. Rolling the Cardinals 65-52. Jim Evans along with Bob Gavalier. And the Falcons pretty much controlled this most of the way. They're on top 19-13 after one. Led by as much as 8. Canfield came back, tightened it up, took a 1-point lead in the second quarter, and actually outscored the Falcons 11-9 in the second. Fitch led, though, 28-24 at the break. And Fitch with a 17-7 scoring advantage in the third. They led 45-31 after 3. And actually Canfield with a 21-20 scoring advantage in the fourth quarter, but Fitch with the big lead. And the Falcons cruise tonight, led by Scotty Duffy with 17, Anthony Pangio with 16 before he fouled out, and in doubles with rebounds. 12 from Derek Gunner and 10 from Brian Beanie. On the other side for the Cardinals, you had 11 for Julian Vito, and Sam DiGiacomo came on late, finished with 12. Mason Magnapore also with a dozen before he fouled out. Bob.
Some numbers real quick. Team numbers: 22 of 45 shooting wise for Fitch, 21 of 27 from the free throw line, very impressive. 2 of 8 from the 3-point arc, and then for Canfield, of course, the downfall: 16 of 46, 18 of 23 free throws, 2 of 15 from the 3-point arc, and then they got out-rebounded. Canfield did 32. Austintown Fitch had 32. Canfield had 16 rebounds.
So with the win, Fitch improves to 6-5 overall, 3-3 in the league. And Canfield now 10-3, 4-2 in the All-American Conference red tier. Make sure you check your guide for other airtimes of tonight's game before our next game that will bring you from Western Reserve, as the Blue Devils will host Jackson Milton. And of course, as always, check out the latest edition of Loose Change here on Armstrong. That's going to do it for us. For Bob Gavalier and Greg Roten, I'm Jim Evans. Again, the final score, Fitch 65, Canfield 52 here on Armstrong 2100.